Growth and development are the key concepts in our readings from this morning. In our first reading, Ezekiel proclaims that God can take a shoot from the top of a cedar tree, replant that shoot somewhere else, and it will grow and give provision to the birds. The reading from Ezekiel was meant to describe how God was going to rebuild the kingdom of Judah after the Babylonian exile. The link from Ezekiel's reading to our gospel is how God gives positive growth from a small shoot taken from the top of a tree. That shoot can become a new, more powerful source of growth, producing a tree that will rival the original tree from which it was removed. God is able to provide new and more lively growth from something that seems small and insignificant. Our second reading from Paul's second letter to the Corinthians also speaks about God who will evaluate positive growth in the product of a Christian who seeks to do what God wants. St. Paul is nearing the end of his life and would rather just go to heaven. He realizes, though, that he is still called to be of service to those whom he ministers to. Paul looks forward to the day when he can complete his earthly mission and be able to experience the blessings from all of his labors in heaven with God. Turning to our gospel, Jesus points out that once the seed is sown in the ground, God allows the seed to grow and eventually produce a rich harvest many times the size of that original seed. Although people do not understand the full processes, they knew the stages a seed goes through. First it sprouts, then it grows leaves, and finally produces a grain. In a similar way, God allows growth to take place in those who are part of his reign. God is the giver of life and growth. We enjoy the benefits of this whole growth process. In the second parable in our gospel, Jesus uses the mustard seed to show how something so small and insignificant can grow into a shrub that produces shelter for all the birds in the air. A few important points come out of our readings. First, it is God who gives growth. Second, something small and insignificant can grow into something huge and beneficial for itself and for others. Third, sometimes it takes a long time for growth to reach its full potential. God is the source of all positive development and growth. Without God, nothing of value can persist. We must continue to be firmly attached to the source of life-giving growth, like the branches to a vine. It is from Jesus, the vine, that we receive what we need to grow. God isn't through with us yet. Our life is ongoing. It is a process of God making us into the person God has intended us to be. It is not finished as long as we live on this earth. We are becoming who God wants us to be. The more we cooperate with God, the more peaceful the process will be. We should not expect a total transformation overnight.